Let's go back to the phones at 617-830-4750. And let's go to our caller from the 973 area code. Who's calling today from 973?
Hello?
Yes, that's you. And please keep the phone a little further from your mouth. You're just coming in so loud.
Is this better?
That's much better. Thank you.
Okay. Hi. You might remember I called a couple weeks ago, but then the phone utterly crashed, and I never got an answer to my question.
Okay.
The question I was asking before is I was curious as to why, hypothetical scenarios to why Bernie, who did well in Michigan in 2016, for example, lost Michigan horrendously in 2020. And I said a theory was one that George Orwell had described in his book, The Road to Empire, where he said that although everyone ought to be a socialist, the reason why working class people turn away from socialism is because it attracts what he described cranks, people who he described them as sandal wearing tweed, he described them as vegetarian, nudist feminists in his own words. And I kind of wonder, do you think that in 2020, the progressive movement ignored Orwell's warnings in the book and paid the consequences of it?
I'm not familiar with that Orwell quote, but listen, if you look at any of my postmortems on what happened to Bernie, there is no question that the language of revolution, the not simply saying, hey, listen, guys, I'm a social democrat, not a democratic socialist. Social democracy is a regulated form of capitalism. I don't think that the democratic socialist label helped. I think some of the people around him didn't help. So, yeah, I mean, I essentially completely agree with what you're quoting to me from George Orwell and every postmortem I've done of why Bernie lost and lost badly. I mean, I know people say, you can't look at the vote totals now because Bernie dropped out a little while ago. Biden was up by almost 2 million votes while Bernie was still fully running the campaign. It was not a small victory for Biden. And I think all the things you're alluding to via the George Orwell quote are 100% in line with my analysis.
I'm also curious what your thoughts are on this failed invasion of Venezuela, since I didn't hear anything of it unless you mentioned it on the bonus show.
I don't know much about it. I know that there were some, I don't even know what to call them, mercenaries, I guess they would be called. And there were allegations that they were associated somehow with the Trump administration, although every source for that was sort of different versions of propaganda state media that were saying that. So I'm still researching that. I've not taken a position one way or the other on it. I mean, obviously, I'm against any coup in Venezuela that the U.S. is involved in, to just get that on the record. What I mean is I don't know enough about that situation to comment intelligently right now.
Okay.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much for the call. Great to hear from you.